Hello there and welcome. This is Mikhail or Michael speaking. As always, I want to say thank you all who decided to support me financially, be it through PayPal, Super Thanks, or Patreon. Thank you friends and have a good day. Today's video I will start with Vremivka bridgehead. Throughout the last 24 hours, Ukrainians were continuously attacking and were being counterattacked by the Russians here in this sector. Most of the fighting, of course, happened here around Makarivka and tactical heights located to its flank. As Ukrainians attacked across the open fields here and in the open fields here in the direction of Rivnopol, Russians answered them with counterattacks. These actions prevented Ukrainians from achieving any gains whatsoever in this sector. There were a few waves of attack that did not achieve anything. As I speak, it would seem there is a preparation for another Ukrainian attack here in this sector. The artillery duels are intensified, with Russians reporting that some of the HIMARS hitting their frontal positions. So perhaps as I speak, the attack have started. Then we have situation in Orikhiv. Here throughout last 24 hours, Ukrainians were also attacking in the direction of Rabotino here, as well as from Malotokmachka in the direction of Novopokrovka. Here, Ukrainians were able to achieve some minor success, advancing along the rail lines and the road. However, Ukrainians were unable to achieve any success here and break through Russian defensive line in front of Rabotino. There is a video that I want to show you of a Ukrainian column being shelled by the Russian artillery. This video in a way shows that Ukrainian columns are being shelled and are taking losses even before they reach the front line and start the fighting. This is, I'm sure, one of the main reasons why Ukrainians are unable to penetrate Russian lines here, as Russians easily spot them before the attack begins and destroy them on the way to the battlefield. So no territorial changes here except for the Ukrainians advancing towards Novopokrovka. Then let's visit Lapkova. Ukrainians have doubled down here as well, and one after another launched their attacks towards the settlement of Pitikhatki, Zherebyanki, and Lugove. As you can see, they are trying to penetrate Russian defensive lines southeast of Kamyansky, reach settlement of Lugova, attack deeper and cut off the main roads, thus endangering the entire Russian contingent on this front. But as of right now, none of those attacks were successful. From here, let's quickly go to the other front lines. Now, it is obvious that Ukrainians are simultaneously attacking all across the front line in an attempt to divert as much Russian troops as possible. For example, in Marinka, there have been a lot of back and forth with Ukrainians and Russians counter-attacking one another. For example, Deep State Map said that Russians were advancing in Marinka and were able to gain some territories, however, it is unclear how much. Then we have situation in the Avdiivka and Pervomaisky. Here Ukrainians are trying their best to prevent Russian advancements in this sector. As of right now, it would seem that Ukrainians are having initiative by attacking Russian positions all around the settlement. No defense lines were breached. All Ukrainian attacks were repelled. Then let's quickly visit Bakhmut as well, or Artyomovsk. First, it's hard not to notice the immense concentration of forces around the city. Now, Ukrainians, of course, continuously attack towards Klishevka and Kurdyumovka. It is important for them as they are still planning to break through Russian positions and encircle Bakhmut as they promised us as soon as Bakhmut fell on the 20th of May. I still remember them saying it. However, there's no reason to believe it is happening in the near future. Then, situation in Berkhivka remains interesting as well. Here, Ukrainians are still attacking in the general direction of Berkhivka and Yagodne. However, there were no territorial gains reported in the last 2 days. Then Ukrainians, interestingly enough, attacked here. Here Ukrainians attacked from Vasyukivka and Razdalivka in the general direction of Solidar. The report is very fresh, so as I speak the battle in this sector continues. Overall, Ukrainians were trying to penetrate Russian lines here in this sector and reach Solidar. Is nothing new. They were trying to do this ever since this initial breakthrough in the direction of Klishevka, if you remember, where we all saw the infamous video of Russians running away from a single tank. But overall, they are unable to penetrate Russian lines here as of right now. Now let's quickly revisit the Zaporozhian front and assess the general situation. While scrolling through pro-Ukrainian sources, I continue to see a interesting narrative, and the narrative goes somewhere along the lines that this is by no means a counter-offensive, but just a probing attack. It has been about 2 weeks since Ukrainians had started attacking all across the front line. So here in the direction of Lapkova, from Orikhiv towards Rabotine, here as well from Gulay-Pole and all across the Vremivka tactical bridgehead. And the only place they were able to succeed is here in the Vremivka tactical bridgehead. However, this success short-lived as Russians were able to take control over the situation. And as of right now, both Ukrainians and Russians are fighting for the initiative, as at this point it is unclear who has it. Both Russians and Ukrainians are counterattacking one another. So the interesting thing is, will Ukrainians reconsider their approach? It has been reported that they have started pulling even more reinforcements to this front line. Obviously, they did not expect Russians to hold out so well. And the question stands, will they double down at their main attacks in the Vremivka tactical bridgehead, or perhaps they will try and attack elsewhere? All in all, this is what I have for you today. As I speak, there is another wave of Ukrainian attacks all across the front line. The heaviest of fighting is still ahead of us, as Ukrainians will be under immense pressure to decide whether to call off the attack and said that there were no counter-offensive in the first place, or double down. If Ukrainians double down, that means they will use more and more troops and freshly trained brigades. Once again, the heaviest of fighting is still ahead of us. And here at the very end, I want to show you a video of Russians destroying Ukrainian ammunition depot somewhere around Avdiivka. So this is it for today. I hope this video was to your liking. If it was, please consider supporting it with a like, comment, and if you haven't subscribed yet, a subscription. As always, those actions help to promote my video to a wider audience. Thank you in advance. As always, humanity calls me to condemn all violence against human beings. Have a good day and always remember, Russia will be free and great.